Is there a comparison for Jokic in your estimation, Jamal?
Yeah, if you put like a gumbo mix of 3 or 4 of the best players ever together, let's put some Magic, let's throw a little bit of Bird in there, throw some Dirk, and let's end it with Tim Duncan. And you mix that up, and you get the Joker. He's something different, Rich, because a guy that's not trying to score is averaging over 30 points. Like, scoring doesn't excite him. It really doesn't. If he can get 10 points and 15 rebounds and 20 assists, that's like his perfect game for him. He's playing for perfection basketball every single time out. And it's some people are willing passers. Some people get a joy to pass. It makes him truly happy to his soul to see his guys successful, and that's why he's so different than everybody else.
And that's why, putting him at the top of the three-point arc with the basketball in his hand. I mean, Michael Malone must just, get the knife and fork ready and stick the napkin into his button-down shirt, man. I mean, like he there's so many options with him because of that, Jamal.
Yes, and he's playing chess. Like, he's really 2 or 3 steps ahead of everybody else. Think about this. The guys I said, with the exception of Magic, of those other 3, they're thinking score first, attack, then draw the help, draw the double team. I'll make the play out of that. He's working a totally different way, and that's why he's so unique. He's working in the way of, let me get these guys going. And then when I score, I'll fall into 30 points even though I don't want to score. Brother, it doesn't make me happy. But I'll do that too, and I'll just pick you guys apart. And he's laughing. He's happy. They asked him last night how it felt to be the first player in history to have that kind of stat line in the finals. And he was like, whatever. Like, we won. That's all that matters to him. And what I'm hoping is that these 2 teams in particular are helping bring back team basketball, because it's more than what's in your bag, right? It's more than just individualized scoring. They play together, they play the right way, and I'm hoping that's being pushed out as well to see for kids coming up.
Jamal, I was saying that just yesterday. Jamal Crawford here on the Rich Eisen Show. I was just saying yesterday that this, because the other piece of news that's out there from this week is Kyrie reportedly calling up LeBron saying, let's create a super team with Luka here in Dallas. And, forget about the reality of that being able to happen. But my thought was like, you know what? I'm watching some team basketball in these finals here. I'm watching, yes, there's a superstar in Jokic and a budding one in Murray, although his stat lines scream superstar, and obviously Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo is coming into his own. But all that, as you just pointed out, I'm wondering, do you think we've passed the super team era in the NBA, or we are passing it right now? Jamal?
I'm not sure, but like I know, Rich, this is a copycat league, and I'm hoping those 2 things come out of it. Think about this whole season. We were all saying, who's the second best player for the Nuggets? Do they have one? Is Aaron Gordon the all-star? And the fact that we were kind of trying to figure that out, and these guys are right here, they've been dominant since day one pretty much, and then you have the Heat, who've been 2 of the last 4 finals, right? And they're just kind of not sneaking in the back door, but they're doing it so quietly with their culture and the way they do things. I'm hoping that that's the copycat part of this. You know what? We can figure it out what we have. We don't need to do all that. We can play good basketball as a team where nobody cares about who's getting the credit, but the team is getting the credit. Because I coach kids, and that's what I try to preach, right? It's not like I coach AAU, and that's one of the more individualized things ever, right? And I'm trying to bring that team aspect, and I'm making my kids watch this series in particular to show there's something bigger than just what you bring to the table. So I'm hoping that happens in the league, and the copycat part of it is, you know what? We don't need to all form together. Let's stay where we're at and figure it out.
Jamal Crawford here from the NBA on TNT, right here on the Rich Eisen Show. So here we are again after Nuggets win in the finals, basically thinking it's over and the Heat have no shot. But Game 2 did exist. It did happen. We did see it, and they did pull it off. So what now for Miami, in your estimation?
Well, coming into it, I thought Denver would win this game, and I thought Miami would win Game 4. And I believe that because they're not that great when they're out in front, and everybody says how great they are. They love being the underdog. That's kind of been their mantra. They've relied on that. They feel comfortable in that space when their backs are against the wall. So I think they'll come out and put on a heck of a performance in Game 4. But then I just think Denver ends up winning the series ultimately because Denver is a higher level of Miami. They do the same things, but Denver does it at a higher level. So I think when it all plays out, Denver ends up winning the championship.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.